So bear with me a second as I get this share on and sign in sheets and everything else. You know what I'm saying? Bear with me one sec. If you can, share, like, you know what I'm saying? If you have any questions, post them in the comments. Let me pull that up so I'll be able to see them. Alright, I got that up and running. Any questions, post them in the comments. Bear with me a second as I get this sharing and these sign-in sheets up and running. Alright, I got the sign-in sheet on the Facebook and the YouTube. Sign on in. Let me get my share on there. Alright. As y'all know, we upon that time where politicians are out there acting and pretending to be nice to black folk, acting and pretending to be nice to Hispanics, and basically begging for their vote. But let me tell you something, that vote that y'all take so much pride in, that vote that has y'all believing that you know what I'm saying, that these people care about us, that these people are going to do something for us, that these people actually have our best interests at heart, is lies. It's smoke and mirrors. You know what I'm saying? And the black and Hispanic community has an attachment to voting because of what our ancestors foolishly done. Our ancestors foolishly, out of fear and other lusts, you know what I'm saying, tied us into getting this vote. And they did that so it could feel like we're being included into this country that has clearly showed us nothing but hate. As you could see, you could just watch the news. You know what I'm saying? You had Ahmaud Arbery that died way back in like February, March, and that joint finally came out in May. Why did it come out then? I don't know. A whole bunch of rumors and propaganda on why it came out. And then you had that sister Breonna Taylor, who was killed in her home. By a police officer, killed. And then you had, you got brothers like Sean Reed. You got, and then recently you have that brother George Floyd in Minneapolis. And shout out to Officer Kadash up in Minneapolis, who got them devils kissing our feet amongst this time where we are looking up to beg white people for equality. At this time when we're looking to beg white people to consider us as equals and not murder us. At a time like that, Officer Kadash was in the midst of that chaos and had our oppressors kiss the boots of the prophets. That's a mighty thing to see. Even though a lot of our people went against it and didn't like what they saw, but that thing is a beautiful sight. And then I seen a video earlier today. A sister catching the backlash of another sister getting shot in Tallahassee, Florida by the police. Getting killed. I said shot, my bad. Slocky. A sister in Tallahassee, Florida getting killed by the police. We are being hunted. We are being, how may I say, we are literally being tracked down, killed, slaughtered, and our vote is not going to help that. Voting is not going to solve that issue. Voting is not going to fix that problem. The only thing that's going to fix that problem is separation. Separating from our oppressor and start following the laws that was given to us by our people. You know what I'm saying? The laws that was given to us by our forefathers. The laws that was given to us by our power. We separate from those heathens, stop doing what they do, and start doing what we are told to do. Everything will fall into place. You know what I'm saying? But we're going to start off with let's start off with Deuteronomy 17 and 15. Let me put that in there. Hold on, let me get this chat up and running. Bear with me as I get this chat up and running. Deuteronomy 17 and 15. I think I might go like to about 20 about. Let's get there. If you're there, I'll give y'all some time to get there. Deuteronomy is one of the first 5 books. It's a beautiful book. It's a book that dictates who we are as God's chosen people. And as God's chosen people, we were given those books so we could learn how to love each other properly. So we could learn to take care of each other. That's something that is not shown today. That's why you had a bunch of brothers around that brother George Floyd with cameras. And I ain't mad at them. Those cameras brought to light what was going on. But something else could have been done. Something more could have been done to save that brother's life. You know what I'm saying? Even if you got to jeopardize your own to save that brother's life, it should have been done. It should have been done. But we're going to get there. Deuteronomy 17, 15. Thou shalt in any wise set him king over thee. Who is this talking about? We shall not set him in any wise king over thee. And that means the power of our rulership is not our choice. We don't have the right to set anybody to be ruler over us. We don't have the right to pick a president, because that is not our custom. That is the custom of our oppressor. That is the custom of people that wants to kill us. That is the custom of people that want us dead. That is the custom of people that's choking us out, got their knee on our neck while a brother is screaming out for his mama. A brother that is screaming out for his mama. That's not our custom. That's their custom. We don't pick our leaders. Let's continue. Whom the Lord thy God shall choose, one from among thy brethren shalt thou set king over thee. Look, the Most High choose our leaders. God chooses them. And that process, and when it's shown, it's obvious. You know what I'm saying? It's obvious who the Most High picks, because the simple fact is, you can't dispute it. The works are being shown. And that leader today, amongst us living today, is Commander General Yohan. Nothing that man done is scandalous. He is flawless. Everything that is about him is teaching blacks, Hispanic, and natives their true identity. You know what I'm saying? That is what he's about. Everybody else want to run their mouths about it, but at the same time, we did not pick the general. The general did not even pick this role. He didn't pick this role. Davion, do me a favor real quick. Pop on that light. The water. The general did not even pick his role to lead Israel. He did not choose that. That role was given to him. You know what I'm saying? But let's continue. You know what I'm saying? Whom the Lord thy God shall choose, one from among thy brethren shalt thou set king over thee. So for one, he has to be of our people. He has to be of our people. Guess what? If you're not sure, if it's not clear to you, that man said that if you vote for Trump, or if you're not sure if you're who to pick, you're not black. Well, let me tell you something. That man put in votes to help make sure that your uncles and fathers wasn't incarcerated for the smallest of crimes. Joe Biden is not black, so he cannot be set ruler and leader of our people. So what you voting for? What's the point of your vote? Well, what's the reason? He cannot rule over us. And what possibly can Joe Biden do to stop these police from shooting us? What possibly can Donald Trump do to stop these rednecks from shooting us? What can be done? What can possibly be done? Your vote means nothing. Because know why your vote means nothing? Because it won't solve any black, Hispanic, or Native issues. It won't. You're voting for men that hate us. Both of them. Both of them got a history of wanting us dead. Both of them. But if you got a question, type them on in. You know what I'm saying? And don't forget to share, like, do whatever you can. But both of those men, Biden, he's a little more covert about his racial hatred. You know what I'm saying? But not here. Not here. You know what I'm saying? He is not one of us. He is not fit to lead our people anywhere, because all he's going to do is lead us into more destruction and more problems amongst this country. You know what I'm saying? But let's get into it a little further. Thou mayest not set a king over thee. We ain't even supposed to be setting a king over thee. But let it continue. Let's read a little further. Which is not thy brother. We can't set anybody that's over us that's not our brother. That is not black, Hispanic, and Native. Besides the fact, we're not supposed to be setting anybody above us, period. That's the Most High's choice. Because if we did what we wanted to do, the people that come on, think about it. Think about the mind state that black, Hispanics, and natives are in. Think about the mind states that we're in. Who would be leading us right now if it was our choice? Let's get into it. If it was our choice, we probably have Kanye West as the president of the United States. You know what I'm saying? We'll probably have, you know what I'm saying, Jay-Z or somebody who really is more about their own life and their own interest than the interests of the people. You know what I'm saying? That's who they would end up choosing. That's why it's not our choice. It's the Most High's choice. And you'll know if there's any contention, blood will be spilled. Like when those Israelites went up to Moses try to how can I put it? When they try to contest his leadership, when they try to question his leadership, what happened to those brothers and sisters? What happened to them? They end up getting burnt, set on fire by the Most High. Not even Moses. It wasn't by Moses' hands. You know what I'm saying? The Most High picks our leaders. You know what I'm saying? But let's continue. Let's go to verse 16. But he shall not multiply horses to himself, nor cause the people to return to Egypt. Now, that's an important verse. Because our leaders ain't supposed to further us into bondage like Martin Luther King did. Martin Luther King pushed us further underneath the bondage of our oppressors. You know what I'm saying? He furthered that. So Martin Luther King was not our leader. Malcolm X furthered us under the oppression of Arabs and their culture. He's not our leader. You know what I'm saying? Obama, the African, who's not black at all, who does not have any connection or understanding to what happened during slavery. He has none of that. He don't understand our pain, period. You know what I'm saying? So even Obama is not fit. But let's start that back from the top. But he shall not multiply horses to himself. What does that mean? What does that mean? He should not multiply horses to himself. If you're in class, type it in your comment section. Let's see what y'all see if y'all been studying. What does it mean that the person that's supposed to lead us should not multiply horses unto himself? What does that mean? I don't see nothing popping up, but I know it's about a 30-second difference. But for the sake of time, let me tell you something. A person that multiplies horses to himself is a person of greed. It's a person that wants everything. How many horses does a person need to ride? You know what I'm saying? How many horses do you need to go from point A to point B? You only need one. So you multiplying horses unto yourself is a sign of greed. Put that saddle on that horse, get up on it, and go. What you need 2 or 3 horses for? What you need that for? Even one horse could pull a carriage. Oh, Raphael Stinson, the question was in Deuteronomy chapter 17, verse 16. What does it mean that the leader who picks and chooses, who the Most High picks and chooses, what does it mean that they should not multiply horses unto themselves? What does that mean? Like I was stating, what it meant is that they can't be greedy. They can't be selfish. They can't be all about their own selves. You know what I'm saying? Their first priority is the people. So us voting for Biden, who is greedy, us voting for Trump, who is greedy, who is not of our people, who is definitely down to multiply horses up to themselves, you know what I'm saying, who is definitely down to keep us, to bring us back into Egypt, which means bondage, keep us under the oppression of America. What are you voting for? What's the purpose of your vote? What's the purpose of it? None of these leaders will actually have the black and Hispanics' best interests in mind. But let me tell you who has the black, Hispanic, and Native interests in mind. That's Commander General Yohana, the head of the Isupk. That's who has the black, Hispanic, and Natives' best interests in mind. You know what I'm saying? But let's continue. For as much as the Lord hath Salakia, I jumped ahead a bit. Let me start 16 from the top. But he shall not multiply horses to himself, nor cause the people to return to Egypt. He should not cause us to return to bondage. And that's what every black vote does. Every black vote returns us to bondage. It gets us deeper into bondage. Think about it. Before we had the right to vote, what did we have as a people? What did we have as a people? No. Let me rephrase the question. As black, Hispanics, and Native people, right? Before integration, before the Civil Rights Movement, what did we have? What is the most important thing that we had? We had dependency on each other. We depended on each other. The black dollar would take over a year to exit the black community back then. Now it only takes 5 minutes. Every dime we get goes back to our oppressors. So y'all fighting for reparation, those ADOS, mind you, ADOS is being led by a Jewish woman who has nothing in her heart but to have blacks and Hispanics pinned up against each other. Mind you, she is a Jewish woman. And you are choosing her as a leader. We should just have us pent up against our own brothers and sisters. You know what I'm saying? But let's continue. To the end that he should multiply horses, for as much as the Lord hath said unto you, ye shall henceforth return no more that way. Verse 17. Neither shall he multiply wives to himself, to that his heart turn not away. See, unfortunately, these Christians will believe that this is a verse that goes against polygamy, which is not true. Because it states he shall not multiply wives unto himself, so his heart will turn away. Because if you have too many wives, I'm guaranteeing your heart will turn away from what you're supposed to be doing as the leader of black, Hispanic, and Native people. As the leader of black, Hispanic, and Native people, your first job is to do the Lord's will. And that's to lead us and take care of us. Anything outside of that, you start focusing on your woman and your woman problems, you're not focusing on what your job is supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? Well, let's get back into it. Neither shall he greatly multiply to himself silver and gold. Now, it's telling you he should not multiply horses, he should not multiply women, he should not multiply silver and gold. That's just summing up the fact that your leader should not be greedy. Your leader should not be greedy. And every black and Hispanic leader, from the pastor to the minister to the deacon, they all are greedy. To your favorite rapper, whoever you think should be a leader amongst black people are greedy. All they care about is that money. All they care about is women. All they care about is those cars, those houses. They don't care about the condition of the people. You know what I'm saying? All they care about is their wealth. That's all they care about is their wealth. You know what I'm saying? If you have any questions, type them on in. Don't forget to share. You know what I'm saying? But let's go to verse 18. And it shall be, when he sitteth upon the throne of his kingdom, that he shall write him a copy of this law in a book. You know what I'm saying? He has a thing to do. He had a, the leaders of Israel had to write themselves a copy of the law. They had to rewrite the Bible. Well, the first 5 books. They had to rewrite the first 5 books, which is a dope thing. Because he's putting it into memory. So he has no excuse to say he didn't know. You wrote it. You wrote it. Now, that is showing you, you know what I'm saying? He is rewriting all law, statutes, and commandments. So he knows them as a leader. He knows what we should be doing as a people. He knows how we should be led, our customs, and everything else. But let me tell you something. Your pastor knows it too. Your pastor knows those law, statutes, and commandments also. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, is he following them? Is your pastor following them? Let me tell you something. It's a good thing to have the knowledge of the laws, statutes, and commandments, but it's a better thing to follow. It's a better thing to live by. And these Christians do not live by it. That's why they are promoting you to vote. Christians know that we're not supposed to. They know these qualities of a leader. They know these qualities of a leader. But what are they going to tell you? What are they going to tell you to promote voting to you? Our ancestors died to vote. That's what they're going to tell you. Does that mean you should vote because our ancestors foolishly and out of fear wanted to vote? Our ancestors literally felt like it was a way for us to be included into this country. It was a sign of respect. That's what our ancestors thought. Our ancestors thought it was a sign of respect. And it was a way for us to be included, and the white man would appreciate it. Let me tell you. As history has proven, all it has done was shown he does not appreciate it. He does not care. In fact, he loses respect for you with every vote that you cast, with every march that you organize, every protest you start saying no justice, no peace, he loses respect. Because you're dependent on him. You are eating at his table. So he don't respect you. Well, let's continue. Salaki, I digressed a bit, but let's continue. Verse 19. And it shall be with him, and he shall read therein all the days of his life, that he may learn to fear the Lord his power, to keep all the words of this law and these statutes, to do them. Ask yourself, you think Donald Trump knows the law, statutes, and commandments? Do you think Joe Biden knows the law, statutes, and commandments? Do you think anybody running knows the law, statutes, and commandments? Let me tell you something. Nobody running knows the law, statutes, and commandments but us of the Isupk. Period. Everybody else is straight up and down heathens, This law was not given to them. This law is not for them. This law is for black Hispanics and natives so we can get right, start loving each other. That's the whole purpose of the law, statutes, and commandments. The whole purpose of the law, statutes, and commandments is for us to love each other. So when our kings and our rulers write them down, they know how to love us properly. They know everything. That's something that they got to do. You think Donald Trump is going to rewrite these scriptures? You think Biden's going to rewrite these scriptures? Let me tell you something. They're not rewriting anything. It's not even in their constitution for them to rewrite the Constitution. But it's in our Bible that our rulers and leaders got to rewrite these. So they know. So we know that they know it. It's a metaphoric thing to show that it's in their heart. You know what I'm saying? But let's continue. Verse 20. That his heart be not lifted up above his brethren. Like, our leaders cannot think that they're better than the average man. Believe me, Biden think he's better than every nigga on this planet. Guaranteed. Trump definitely think he's better than every black Hispanic person on this planet. You alright? Go get some water. Every black, Hispanic, and Native person, Donald Trump thinks he's better than. You know what I'm saying? And that disqualifies them as leaders of our people. Our people need a leader who is humble, who is not ready to puff himself up above his brethren. Even our King Yahweh Shai, aka who y'all ignorantly call Jesus Christ, even he washed feet. He washed feet. It can't get no more humble than that. He got on his knees and washed feet. You think Donald Trump is going to wash Tyrone down the block's feet? You think Joe Biden is going to wash Shaniqua down the block's feet? No, they're not. They're not. They're unfit to rule over us. So don't cast no vote. Leave white people to white people business. That's their business. Let them do their thing. That's their custom. Let them do their thing. It's not going to make a difference to us. Whoever wins, it's going to be the same for us regardless. We're going to be the bottom of the barrel. We're going to get the shitty end of the stick. We're going to end up getting all we're just going to be at the bottom. That's the bottom line. We're going to be at the bottom. You know what I'm saying? But let's drop that. Let's get Isaiah 9:16. Let me pop that in there. I'll give y'all a couple of seconds to get there. Isaiah 9:16. And if you're there, read along with me. And if you have any questions, don't be afraid to type them in, because you know what I'm saying, those questions are going to burn at you. Those questions could end up destroying you if you don't get them answered. Get your questions answered. If I don't know the answer, I know somebody that do. I know captains, I know officers, captains, generals, brothers that are better than me that knows the answer. Somebody knows it. You know what I'm saying? So type in your questions, get your questions answered. It's important. You know what I'm saying? But we're going to continue. Isaiah chapter 9 verse 16. For the leaders of this people cause them to err. Who is this people? If you're in class right now, type in this verse, who is this people? Because you know white people said, these people, you be upset. So you need clarity. You ask the white person, what you mean by these people? Who are these people? Let's answer this question. Who is this people? If you know the answer, type it in. You know the answer? Give y'all a few more seconds because I know it's about a 30-second delay between what I actually say and by the time it hits the screen. I'm going to ask it one more time. Who is this people that it's talking about in Isaiah 9 and 16? For the sake of time, I know y'all shy. I understand. Y'all shy. Class participation is always a good thing. But you're shy, but let me tell you, this people is talking about Black, Hispanic, and Native people. This people, you know what I'm saying, is talking about us. Hold on, what is that? Oh, it's already new to you, Raphael? All right, just sit back, relax. Whatever questions come in, you know what I'm saying, don't hesitate to ask. Even as I'm teaching, just type it right on in. You know what I'm saying? But let me tell you, this people in Isaiah 9 and 16 is talking about Black, Hispanic, and Native people. It's talking about the Israelites, God's chosen people. And it's talking about their leaders caused them to err. What does it mean to err? What does it mean to err? E-R-R. What does it mean to err? It should be easy to figure this out. For the sake of time, let me tell you what err is. Err is error. Cause us to err. Cause us to mess up. Cause us to make mistakes. Cause us to go against our power. You know what I'm saying? Cause us to go against the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High. That's what it means to cause us to err. You know what I'm saying? And let's get into it a little further. No, let me ask this question. Now that we got it clear who this people is, who are the leaders? Who are the leaders of Black, Hispanic, and Native people? Name a Black, Hispanic, and Native leader. Who's a Black, Hispanic, and Native leader? You don't even got to type it in. Just think it. Just think of a Black, Hispanic, and Native leader. And think about what they have done for us that's beneficial for us as a whole. What problems have they solved for Black, Hispanic, and Native people as a whole? What have they done? Have they made anything better? Have you done anything better? Well, let me tell you something. All our leaders were failures. All of them. Marcus Garvey, failure. Black Panthers, failures. Martin Luther King, failure. Malcolm X, failure. Anybody you could think as a Black, Hispanic, and Native leader, Farrakhan, failure. All of them were failures. Your pastors, Jesse Jackson, what else the other one? Al Sharpton, they're all failures. You know why? Because our best interest ain't in their heart. They're not our true leaders. The Most High didn't choose them. So they're all failures and they all cause us to err. Why do they cause us to err? Because what did they get? What did they want so bad? They wanted integration. They wanted peace. They wanted harmony with our enemies. And that was an error. Because the Most High tells us, simple, just separate from them. Just separate from our enemies. That's all we had to do. That's all we had to do. But integration is not a separation. God is a segregationist. God is all about separation. All we had to do was separate, which is something that was going on before integration. And we was doing so much better than. We had Black Wall Street. We had car companies, restaurants. We had banks. We had colleges. I mean, what historical black college? Because for some reason, people take pride in the acronym of HBCU. What historical black college was made after integration? Name one. Name one historical black college, you know what I'm saying, that was established after integration. Can you do it? Can you do it? No, you can't do it. Because not one black historical black college or university was established after integration. Not one. Now, if integration worked, we should have had Black, Hispanic, and Native universities established after integration. We should be doing better after integration. That's what we wanted. We wanted to eat in their restaurants. We wanted to go to the same bathroom that they went to. We wanted to have the same school books that they had. But let me tell you something. That was to our detriment. And logic left the room. Because the simple fact is, if we go to where they are, our money comes with us and is given to them. That's why we don't have black restaurants like that. That's why we don't have banks like that. That's why we don't have our own black car company, because we're giving everything to them. That's why they did not have a problem with giving us integration, because they benefited, not us. Not us. You know what I'm saying? Well, hold on. Let's take it a little further. Hold on. Let's go to Job 9 and 24. Because you got to understand where your vote is being casted, what you're voting for. You got to understand what you're voting for. You're voting for people that are not righteous, that do not have your best interests at heart. So that's where your vote is going. But let's get into it. Job 9 and 24. The earth, mind you, said the earth, not the world. The world is a society. The world is an age. The world has many different meanings, but the earth, there's only one definition for earth, and that's this planet. This planet is the earth. And this earth, let's continue. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. Who is running this earth right now? Who's running this earth? Ask yourself that. Who is in full control of what's going on this planet? Who are the ones that could tell a Chinese reporter in their face, you know what I'm saying, to go ask China why this pandemic is going on? Only they can, because they are the wicked. They run this world. Our enemy, our oppressor is the wicked, and the world is given unto him. He's running this. You know what I'm saying? The wicked is running this. And every time you cast your vote, you're casting on a vote for somebody wicked to continue their rule over you. to continue their rule over your people, your children, your family. That's who you want ruling over you. Think about it. Think about it. You know what I'm saying? For the sake of time, let's continue. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. Look, Biden said, if you don't know who to vote for, you're not black. You still having a problem figuring out to vote for him or Biden, you're not black. Your judgment's being covered up. Let me tell you something. He's doing that to cover things up. He's doing that to make you vote for him. It's propaganda. But let me tell you something. Any black, Hispanic, or Native person that votes at all hates their people. Any black, Hispanic, or Native person that votes, period, hates their people. Because your vote is against everything your people wanted. Your people didn't fight for integration per se. They were fighting for freedom. Integration is not freedom. Integration is acceptance. Integration is compliance. Integration is submission. Integration is anything but what the Most High wanted. The Most High wants us to rule. The Most High wants us to run everything under His law, statutes, commandments. Because let me tell you something. No other nation is going to do that. No other nation is going to run this world under the Most High's laws, but us. Let me tell you something. Homosexuality is accepted today because an African allowed for them to get married nationwide. But even before then, it was being accepted by other nations. But before this African came into play, it was widely known that we were the last to accept homosexuality. We were vehemently, you know what I'm saying, condemning it. We were condemning it at a rate that was keeping the homosexual black men in the closet, which is something I'm not going to complain about. They should stay in the closet. But not just that. Look at these abortions. You're killing babies, literally. Murdering babies. That is not of the Most High's laws. Eating pork, crab, shrimp, lobster, that is not of God's law. Doing all types of drugs, not of God's law, and it's all accepted in this country. All of this accepted. And you're wondering why you get shot by the police because you're accepting it too. You want to be accepted by our oppressor. That's why you do that marching, because you are looking for acceptance. But let me tell you something. Us in the Isupk, all we want is acceptance from the Most High. That's all we want. It's acceptance from our power. That's a beautiful thing. But let's continue. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? If put like this, because this is a big debate. If it's not the white man that's the wicked, that's controlling this world, covering the faces of the judges, making everything look like him, making everything after his will. If it's not him, then who is it? Who is it? Is it the Arabs? Is it the Asians? Is it blacks? Is it Hispanics? Who is it that is the wicked? Who's running this world? Remember, the wicked was given control of this world, of this earth. So if who is it? That's something that you got to answer within yourself. I can tell you, which I will tell you, it is the so-called Caucasian, so-called white man. That's who it is. But I'm going to let you think about it. Dwell on that. Ponder on it. Think about who is the wicked on this earth. Every extinct animal right now is extinct because of one nation. All the pollution in the air is there because of one nation. All the pollution in the water, think about it, is there because of one nation. That nation allowed you to think that eating crab, pork, crab, shrimp, lobster was okay. It's A-okay. It's a delicacy. And those things literally clean the sea. That's their job. To clean the sea. The ocean. That's what they do. Clean the sea, the ocean, the rivers. They clean stuff. And now the oceans are polluted. Polluted to a point that jellyfishes are running rampant. Jellyfish everywhere. You get into the ocean right now is a highly dangerous thing. Highly dangerous thing. Every problem that you see on this planet, from the ozone layer to black on black crime, as they say. Every problem on this planet could be pointed right back to them. It all could be pointed right back to our oppressor. You know what I'm saying? Well, let me go back. Let's go to I'm gonna get back to that list. Let's go to Lamentations 4:18. Write this scripture down. This scripture is a heavy scripture. All right. This scripture is a bedrock in the Isupk because it's right, it's exact, it's righteous. You know what I'm saying? It's a heavy scripture. Well, hold on one second. Let me get there with you. Let me tell you who you voting for. Let me tell you the type of people you voting for. All right. Let me tell you the type of people you voting for. Give me a couple seconds to get there. Lamentations, chapter 4, verse 17. As for us, our eyes yet failed for our vain help. As for us, the black Hispanic Native people, our eyes are looking to a nation for help. Why you think you're marching? Hands up, don't shoot. You're looking for help. Don't shoot. That's help. No justice, no peace. That's help. Even justice or else. It's help. But still I haven't got an answer from any of those fake Muslims out there. When was that or else supposed to take place? Farrakhan just got y'all riled up so he could benefit from y'all emotions and take as much money as possible. He made a lot of money with that justice or else BS. And literally the next day after that justice or else, the people who killed Tamir Rice will let go. They were found acquitted. They were found acquitted of killing a 12-year-old boy who was playing with a toy gun like most 12-year-old boys do. Play with toy guns. That's what 12-year-old boys do, right? Am I bugging? But you want to talk about justice or else. But a 12-year-old boy can't play with a gun. That's the type of world we live in right now. A man cannot be in his car without getting dragged down and having a cop's knee on his neck. That's the type of world we live in. It's highly disgusting. You know what I'm saying? But let's continue with it. As for us, our eyes has yet filled for our vain help. Why is the help vain? Because it's pointless. It's pointless. That's what the word vain means. Pointless. Useless. Vain help. Our eyes look for vain help. Every time we are out there marching on the streets, every time even when we're rioting, we are looking for vain help. And that's the world that we live in. Looking for vain help. You're crying for justice. These people are not going to give you no type of justice, no matter how. It's just going to get worse from here on out. It's going to get worse. I thought Tamir Rice is as bad as it gets. It's a 12-year-old kid playing with a toy gun at 9. It gets worse. Sandra Bland. You know what I'm saying? Breonna Taylor. Whoever the sister was, her name ain't come out yet. But the sister died in Florida by a police shooting. Literally today. So our eyes hope for vain help. Let's continue. In our watching, we have watched for a nation that could not save us. In our watching, as we're looking for this vain help, as we're searching for this vain help, we are searching for a nation, a particular nation to come save us. And guess what? That nation never saved us. Those people never saved us. Why? Because it's not in their best interest to save us. It's not in their best interest to save us. So it's pointless to look at them for help. It's pointless to look at this government of America for help. They don't care for you. They want you dead. Let's go to verse 18. They hunt our steps. They hunt our steps. What does it mean to hunt our steps? There's brothers out there that literally was unarmed, running from police officers, unarmed, getting shot in the back. They are literally hunting our steps. Literally hunting our steps. No matter where you go, you're not protected in your own home. You're not protected. Breonna Taylor was killed in her own home for a mistaken warrant. No sign of a threat, just killed. What happened to those police officers? Well, if this just happened, I'm pretty sure they'll get off just like every other police officer did. We're searching for vain help. It's not in their best interest to help us. It's not. And that's what your vote is casting. That's what you're voting for. You're voting for a vain help. Every vote you cast is for a vain help, and you will not get it. We've been doing it since the 60s. Technically, even further, because we had the right to vote even before the 60s. So you've been voting for vain help, and we're not getting it. I don't care if it's Democrat, I don't care if it's Republican, Independent. I don't care if it is a black or Hispanic man. It's a vain help because that black or Hispanic man definitely does not have our best interests at heart, especially if he's in politics. Look at these politicians. You think Cory Booker cares about black people? You think Michelle Obama cares about black people? You think any of these black politicians today, any of these Hispanic politicians today care about black people? No, they do not. They do not care, not at all, not one lick. And all this is coming to fruition. I just hope y'all wake up and don't vote. Just don't vote. Take that time to yourself. Read some scriptures. Get into class. Feed another black, Hispanic, or Native person. Do something righteous with that time. Skip the vote. Don't vote. It's pointless. And I pray that the next plague or this COVID-19 or this current one just destroys this vote. I pray it destroys it. I pray there's a second wave that floods this country worse than the first one, and you literally have no choice but to stay home. Can't vote. You can't. That's what I pray. I pray for my enemies, literally. I pray for their death. Pray for their destruction. Because they are preying on my people. Like the lion preys on the gazelle. You know what I'm saying? But let's continue. They hunt our steps that we cannot go in our streets. We can't even go in our streets. Ahmaud Arbery was just out for a jog. Yeah, he made a pit stop inside a construction site. Who has not? I know growing up, I've been inside many construction sites. Does that mean his life should be cost? I mean, should that cost him his life? Ahmaud Arbery was chased down. You know what I'm saying? If he left the building of that what's the name, did not take nothing. He did not take anything. The video clearly shows he went in and he left, and they continued lurking after him. He did not take nothing, but they hunted our steps. They wanted him dead because he was a black man. You know, the rednecks just wanted him to stop breathing. And that's what your vote casting. And they say, well, if you don't vote, then you can't complain. No. Wrong. If you do vote, you can't complain. You participated. I'm warning you. Here's the difference. You participated in this madness. You are part of the problem. You can't complain. But me, I did not participate. I seen this ahead of time. I have the right to complain. You know what I'm saying? But let's continue. Our end is near. Our days are fulfilled. For our end is come. It's about that time, man. It's about that time. It's Zephaniah 2:1. It's about that time for us to gather together. Our days are near. We are at our end. These curses and everything that's hell we're going through is at an end. For it to end, you just got to do as the ISUPK says, which the scripture states. Separate. Don't participate in their holidays. What benefit does that have for you? You celebrate Thanksgiving, Halloween, Christmas, and next thing you know, you're struggling for rent during January, February. Their holidays is not of a benefit. So it's best to separate. Just separate. You know what I'm saying? But let's go to the next scripture. Because our time is coming at an end, man. This hell that we're going through, this pain that we're going through is almost over, B. It's almost over. But let's go to Proverbs 14 and 12. Give y'all a couple seconds to get there. Don't forget to sign in. Matter of fact, I should be putting the sign out sheets in. Hold on, bear with me for a sec. Let me start with the YouTube. If you're on YouTube, bear with me for a second. I'm about to put out the sign out sheets.
Ice cream? I'll make that one go get some. Yeah, that is really.
I get cotton candy if you can.
I didn't get cotton candy. I got a birthday cake. You want some of that?
Okay.
Bear with me one sec. I gotta get this done and over with. Most High Christ. And also, don't forget to sign in, you know what I mean, to subscribe if you're on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? We got a couple of Boston pages up and running. We got this page we on right now, Boston No Cowards, and we also got Boston One West and One West Boston. You know what I'm saying? I put the link up there. Don't forget to subscribe to that. That's where all our battles are going down, our heated discussions on the streets. You know what I'm saying? I got the sign out sheet on the YouTube. Bear with me one sec as I get it on the Facebook. Bear with me. I'm almost there, bang. Got the sign out on English. Sign out in Spanish. And if you're on Facebook, don't forget to subscribe to One West Isupk, One West Boston, you know what I'm saying? I'll put the link up on there too. Alright, let's get back into it. What was I at? Proverbs 13 and 12. 14 and 12. That's right. So let me put that in there because I definitely put 13 and 12. Go to the next chapter. The next chapter over, y'all. Proverbs 14 and 12. All right. Give y'all a second to get there. Proverbs chapter 14 verse 12. There is a way which seemeth right unto a man. There's a way that seems right unto a man. What are those ways that just seem right unto a man? Let's just take this side. Let's take this society into mind, right? Let's take the way this world and the society thinks. There's a way that just seems right unto a man. What seems right unto a man? Hey, if I pray over my food, the Most High will forgive me. All food is acceptable as I pray over it. Nah, that's not what the scriptures say. There's a way that seems right to a man. It just seems right. Let's see what other ways there are. Love is love. If a man loves another man, then love is love. Homosexuality is a way that seems right to a man nowadays. In their head, it just seems right. What else is there? What other way seems right to a man? Let's see. Hey, it comes from the ground. We come from the ground, man. It was put here for our pleasure and our enjoyment. The Most High gave this plant to us. That way seems right to a man. Our ancestors died as equals. Our ancestors. But let's continue the scripture. There is a way which seemeth right unto a man, but the end thereof are the ways of death. Let me tell you something. The ends of eating pork is death. Crab, shrimp, and lobster, the end of that is death. The ends of voting is death. That's what your vote causes. Your vote causes death. You think you're doing something right, but has one positive thing ever occurred due to voting? Has one positive thing happened? No. Let me simplify. Has one beneficial thing happened? Has one thing beneficial for Black, Hispanic, and Native? No. No, not one thing. But let's continue. But the end thereof are the ways of death. That's the way of it. It's the way of death. That's what it is. You can think this is right, you can think that is right, but at the end of the day, it is death. If you research all the things that we think is right, and research the end result of all those things that we think is right, I'm telling you, the end of that road is somebody dying. The little end of that road is somebody dying. Each and every way. You know what I'm saying? Well, let's go to Proverbs. No, let's not go there. Let's go. Let's go to Ecclesiasticus. Which is in the Apocrypha. If you don't have the Apocrypha, you can search it online. It is a very suitable part of the scriptures that the Roman Catholic Church took out because of the fact that they know that it is a link between the New and Old Testament. The Apocrypha sews the New and Old Testament together seamlessly. It is a beautiful thing. You know what I'm saying? So let's go with it. I'm going to give y'all a couple of seconds to get there. Look online, you can search it up on your Google. I spelled it in there properly. Ecclesiasticus 40 and 28. You know what I'm saying? Look it up there. Alright. Give y'all 5 more seconds to catch up. Here we go. Ecclesiasticus chapter 40, verse 28. My son, lead not a beggar's life. Now this is literally a woman. This is literally a woman informing her son to lead not a beggar's life. This is a righteous woman who wants her son to be a man. Literally a woman who wants her son to have some type of fortitude, have some type of manliness about him. She didn't want her son to be a coward. So she said, son, lead not a beggar's life. What is a beggar's life? If you're in class right now, tell me, what is a beggar's life today? Lead not a beggar's life. Type it in the comments. I can see it clearly. If you know what a beggar's life is, let me see. No answer yet? Let me tell you something. When you are out there, right? You on those streets rioting and marching and protesting, you are living a beggar's life. How are you living a beggar's life? Let me tell you how you live in a beggar's life. Because you're pleading with your oppressor to accept you. You are begging him to accept you. That's what you're doing when you're marching, protesting, and rioting. You're begging for acceptance. You're living a beggar's life. Accept me. Accept me. That's what you're doing. And this woman, which is a wise woman, informing her son, lead not a beggar's life. But let's continue with it. For better it is to die than to beg. It is better to die. It's a whole lot, so much more better to die than to beg. Now, what is begging? Begging is the repetitiveness of a request. You're repeating a request over and over and over and over again. Black, Hispanic, and natives have been repeating a request of equality and acceptance to our oppressors for over 400 years. Begging. Is it begging if you just ask somebody, hey, bruh, I need a cup of sugar. Can you hook me up? Nah, that's not begging. That's just asking. But a repetitive request is begging. You know why? Because they're obviously showing you that they don't want you to have what you're requesting. They're obviously showing you that what you're requesting, they do not want to give you. So why are you still begging? You're looking weak. And that's why our enemies don't respect us. And personally, I don't care if they do. But what I do care for is us being independent of them. That's what I do care for. But let's continue. Let's continue. Verse 29. The life of him that dependeth on another man's table is not to be counted for life. And that's what's going on. We are dependent on another man's table. We are dependent on the white man's crumbs. We are dependent on welfare, Social Security. We are dependent on his acceptance. We are dependent on everything from the food stamps on. We're dependent. We're sitting at this table. We want to be accepted as Americans. Every 4th of July, you're going to have a bunch of sellouts wearing red, white, and blue, whatever coonery they have, clothes to forsake their own people because they're begging for acceptance from their enemy. Every 4th of July, we see new photos. They become memes every year. Maybe that's why they're doing it. I don't know. But they definitely become memes. And that's what we get every year. You're begging him for his lifestyle. You're begging him for his acceptance. Why do you think his education system is so serious to the Black and Hispanic and Native people? You got to get that education. Ain't nothing wrong with getting that education. Don't get me wrong. There's nothing wrong with it. You got to understand how your enemy thinks. I understand education. You got to get it. But that does not make you better than any other Black Hispanic and Native person. You know what I'm saying? So you want to vote, want to participate in their lifestyle is making you a beggar. The fact that we voting is a sign of us begging. This ain't our world. This ain't our system. This ain't our life. We're begging. For he polluted himself with other men's meat. You're polluting yourself with other men's meat. You're not getting respected from any other nation as long as we're eating from the white man's table. Why do you think Africans hate us so much? Why do you think Asians don't respect us? Why do you think these Arabs take us as a joke? Because we're not an independent nation. We are dependent on another nation. Look at our last names. Our last names is not in our own language. We don't even know our own language. Our last name is fully of another nation. It's in English, it's in French, it's in Spanish. It's not our own language. So how are we independent? Our last name proves that we are eating at another man's table. You know what I'm saying? But let's continue. But a wise man, well nurtured, will beware thereof. A wise man will not participate. A wise man will not vote. A wise man is not going to vote. Because voting is eating at another man's table. A wise man will not involve himself in the hell that comes with trying to be like these other nations. That's what a wise man will do. You know what I'm saying? But we're gonna drop that. Let's how much time I got? I got like 15 more minutes. Let's get John 19. Verse, where do I want to start? Let's start with 13. We're going to go all the way through to 16. This is a very important scripture because this shows you what a black vote does to black people. This shows you the bottom line of our black vote. Because when we vote, a nigga's gonna die. Somebody's gonna die. And in this, Christ was the one that died.
Yeah.
But let's get into it. Give y'all a couple seconds to get there. John 19. John 19, verse 13. When Pilate thereof heard that saying, he brought Yahushua, who we all call Jesus ignorantly. He brought Yahushua forth and sat down in the judgment seat in a place that is called the pavement, but in Hebrew, Gabbatha. verse 14. And it was Salakia. And it was the preparation of the Passover. Pay attention to that. And about the 6th hour, and he said unto the Jews, Behold, your king. Now, Pilate's like, yo, Jew, yo, this is your king. He's talking about Christ. He's like, yo, this is your king, right? He ain't even being sarcastic. He generally asking a question. This is your king, right? But he's asking it to a bunch of sellouts and coons. You know what I'm saying? But they cried out, away with him. Away with him. They cried out, away with him. Away with him. They didn't want nothing to do with Christ. These Sadducees, Pharisees, and scribes wanted nothing to do with Christ. He said, away with him, away with him. You know what I'm saying? Crucify him. They wanted Christ's blood. These Christians, aka these false leaders of the black, Hispanic, and Native community, wanted Christ's blood. Just like they want your blood today. If it's not your blood, they're going to want your sweat, your tears, or your money. Either way. You know what I'm saying? But hold on. Crucify him. Pilate saith unto them, shall I crucify your king? So Pilate's asking, not everybody in Israel, as the Christian church would like you to believe. Christian church would like you to believe that all Israelites rejected Christ, which is not true, because Israelites were the only ones following him. Israelites were the only ones he blessed and cured, besides that one person. Israelites is all what Christ was about. So Pilate is asking these Pharisees and Sadducees, these so-called leaders of the black and Hispanic community, what should I do with Christ? What should I do with Yahushua? Should I kill him? Should I slay him? Well, what should be done? And let's get the answer. The chief priest. Who that? Hold on. The chief priest, the chief leader, religious leader, the chief Pharisee, the chief Sadducee, the chief priest, saith, answered, we have no king but Caesar. That was his vote. He voted. The chief priest voted for all of Israel, and he said, we have no king but Caesar. Just like every time you cast your vote, you say you have no king but Biden. You have no king but Trump. You have no king but Obama. No king but Clinton. No king but Bush. No king but Reagan. That's what you say every time you cast your vote. And what happens when you cast your vote? What happens? Let's read. That we have no king but Caesar. They literally chose Caesar over Christ. I gotta get into this a little bit. They literally chose Caesar over Christ. That's what you do when you vote. You're literally choosing Caesar over Christ. You're literally choosing Caesar over our Lord and our King. I take it even further. You're choosing Caesar. You're choosing Trump. You're choosing Biden over God. Because ultimately, God is our leader. God is our ruler. Ultimately. We follow his law, statutes, and commandments. And let's say we did have a king who wanted to put forth some other law, statute, and commandment that was outside of the law, statute, and commandments of God. He is no longer our king. Saul lost his rulership because he was not following God's law. But you your vote, you're voting for Trump over God. You're voting for Biden over God. You're voting for whoever else is in the race. I don't know. Those are two big names I know. Whoever else is in the race, you're voting for them over God, over Christ, over yourself, over your people, over your family. Stop eating at our oppressor's table. Stop begging for crumbs. Gain some independence. Gird up your loins. You know what I'm saying? Let's continue this. Verse 16. Then delivered he him unto them to be crucified. And they took Yahushua and led him away. So by them voting, they led Christ away as a captive. Y'all charming them snakes, man. Y'all literally charming them snakes. Y'all trying to beg for their attention and their forgiveness and their acceptance. And y'all gave up our king. You gave up your king, your ruler, your leadership for the leadership of another man's table. It's disgusting. And that's what the ISUPK is here for. We're here to clean you up. We're here to have you accept your own people over everything else. You know what I'm saying? And with that, I'm going to end the class. I'm going to close it out with the security announcements, which is, we are the ISUPK, started out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brothers and sisters. When the new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After the 6 month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is the commandments. Numbers 18, verse 21. Malachi, chapter 3, verse 8 through 10. Ma'ashur, which means a tenth in the Hebrew. 10% of every penny of any increase that you make goes to the prophets of the Lord. You know what I'm saying? You can give that through the Treasury Department, which is, you know what I'm saying, you can pay through PayPal or through Cash App. And there's a free will offering. No, or you can give it to the teacher, the head of your school. You give that tithe money to the head of the school, it definitely will go to the school. Guaranteed. You know what I'm saying? Free will offering, which is not mandatory. Whatever you like, just pass it on over. It'd be gladly appreciated. And most likely will go to a benefit of the school anyway. You know what I'm saying? It most likely will go to feeding our people, clothing our people, schooling our people. You know what I'm saying? We have food programs. We have clothing programs. We have school, you know what I'm saying, school drives and all that. Whatsoever amount you will like. And upholding convocation, okay, announcements. Any brother that wants to be a trooper, get it in all black. Get it in all black like I did. Get it in all black like every other brother, even Commander General Yohana got it in all black. Get it in all black. You know what I'm saying? Black headpiece, black pants, black shirt. You know what I'm saying? Black boots. Get it in all black. Show that you're willing that you want to be here. You know what I'm saying? And with that, I say, Shalom.